Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're all fine and keeping safe. If you're new here, my name is Marsha. I'm a YouTuber based in Nairobi, Kenya. And to my returning subscribers and viewers, thank you so much for always coming back and clicking on my videos and interacting with my content. So this is the 5th day of the 100 days challenge that I've been doing. If you'd like to keep up, maybe you're new here, in the playlist I've attached all the videos that I've been doing from the first day, so you can just go back and watch if it is content that might interest you. So on this episode, which is the 5th video of the 100 days challenge, I want to talk about a very important subject for parents and parents to be, and just anyone who might need the knowledge. It is about potty training. Yes, so let's get started right into it without wasting any time. Potty training is the training that you do to your child or to any child that is under your care, to help them transition from the use of diapers or nappies, whatever that you use at home, to now going to, like, let us call it a toilet. So the potty is that small toilet. They are the children's toilet that they relieve themselves in, and then you transfer the waste to the main toilet or wherever that you transfer it. Let me just so it is safe on the environment wherever you transfer the waste to. Yes, so for me, I am really grateful because my potty training was so easy. I hacked the process in like a week. Not even lying, I'm not even exaggerating. I hacked the process in a week from the time I started being serious. Of course, there were times that I was getting lazy, and then I just continued diapers. And then when I decided to now get serious with potty training, it was just a week and everything was sorted. A big shout out to Kelly Mugo for sharing your insights with me. You really helped me. Because for the other people that I was asking them, they were telling me, oh, I should have started when the baby was 4 months. Immediately your baby learns how to sit, you're supposed to do the potty training. I was getting that a lot, but I thank God for Kelly. She just told me it's okay. She started later on, but she still got to make it. So a win is a win. So let me just give you my tips on potty training. I was actually having this conversation in a group chat with the moms from our alumni group from high school, and I was so happy that the insights I shared were well appreciated, and the members in the group found my information very useful, detailed enough for them to follow, and now I'm waiting for their feedback. That was just last night, so I'll get to hear their feedback if it's going to work for them, and if it does, then that is okay, because that is what worked for me. So this is my own personal experience. All right, so my baby is now 2 years and 3 months, but when I started potty training, he was 1.5 years. Many people start earlier. Like, I have friends who started when their baby was like 6 months, and they hacked it from there, and they forgot about diapers, and they're only using it at night or when they travel. But I started at 1.5 years, and we hacked it very fast. So this is what happened to me, and these are the steps that I'd like to share with you. I just have 2 steps of potty training that you can break down into many other smaller steps. The first step is being ready to potty train. That is a very vital step. And then the step 2 was now training. Now the process of training the child. You're now into action. So let me start with the first step. You might be wondering what I'm looking at down here. I've written the steps down just so that I don't miss anything. Yeah, I wanted to organize this information for you because this is very useful for many people. So by being ready, for me, you have to, I had to get psychologically prepared. I had to tell myself I want to start on this potty training, and I want to make sure that I'm not stopping until it's done. And then you also buy the potty, because what are you going to train on if you're not buying the potty? That is just the first step for me. Maybe I've left out something, you can add in the comment section. In Kenya, a potty goes from 120 shillings, you can get a potty, to even 5,000, depending on the potty that you want for your baby. But the cheapest ones start from 100 shillings to 200, and then there are those others that go up to 5,000. So you can just get the one that you are able to afford, and then, because a potty is a potty, after all, they're not going to use it forever. They're going to have to transition to the main toilet, so it's okay. Whatever you can afford, just use that. So step 2, now you do the training. So for that one, now I've told you, many people have the age where they think that's the appropriate age to do potty training for your child. So anytime you're ready, you just do it. But I was getting emails from this, I don't know what it was called. I don't remember if it was Wellness Baby Clinic. I just can't remember, but they used to send me emails I'd subscribed to. But they don't send me anymore. I've checked in my spam emails and they are not there. So I don't know what really happened. But you used to see that from 20 months to 24 months, most people start potty training around that age. Potty training is not for the weak. I know any parent knows that who has successfully potty trained. So you need to be firm on your child. Let me know, children know when their parents are weak about them. So a child can really play with your mind if you don't take control. So you're going to be gentle with them, patient with them, but firm. So don't make excuses for your child. So at first they're not going to love the potty. I mean, who doesn't just love the comfort of relieving themselves, getting changed? Babies love that. When your child, you've decided to potty train, in the first day they're not going to have gotten used to it. Their mind has not gotten used to it. So more often than not, they will wet themselves or soil themselves. So you're going to make sure that even if your child has started, by being firm I mean, even if your child has started going for their whatever, maybe long call or short call, you're going to make them sit on the potty and finish, and tell them, let them know that they need to sit on the potty anytime they feel like going to the toilet. And if they repeat the same mistake of soiling themselves, or if they don't do that, next time you're going to punish them. You need to instill that in them, make them understand that anytime they need to go to relieve themselves, they need to use a potty. So for my baby, I'll keep on reminding him even when he's not going to the potty. I'll just keep telling him, where does someone go if they want to relieve themselves? Then he'll reply to the potty. And it was that way, so he'll just know. So anytime he'd want to go for a short call or long call, he'll just say. Speech comes in different stages for different babies or different ages. So if you're starting to potty train before your baby speaks, I think that's going to be a bit difficult because you might not know. But they say parents or guardians, so long as you've stayed with your child for a certain time, you already understand their language. Even when they speak and no one else can understand, the person who takes after that child will really be able to understand that language. So there'll be a way that they'll communicate and start fidgeting. Yeah, so you always know when your baby is going to the loo, that is what you're going to do. So when they communicate that they want to go to the loo, you make them sit on the potty. So my baby is a boy child, and you know how boys pee when they are standing. So for my baby boy, I didn't want to interrupt the process. For lack of a better word, let me use interrupt. So I'd make him sit on the potty, whether he's going for a long call or short call, until we really cracked the process of potty training. Then I'd allow him now to start peeing while standing, and that is what he does right now. But for when he needs to go for a long call, he sits on the potty. When he needs to go for a short call, he just stands and pees. Imagine it just comes. So don't be too hard on them. So you can just make them adapt to one thing before you introduce another. I think that also worked to make my process easier. Another way you're going to help your kid, make sure the potty is where they can easily access it. Like for me, the baby's potty is just outside our toilet. So anytime the baby feels like going to the washroom, it's going to get the potty there. I noticed that sometimes I'd empty the potty and keep it inside the toilet, and then when he needs to go to pee, he doesn't get the potty. And if he's pressed, because on the first days they have not even learned a lot about retaining the urine until they're able to get to the right place to pee. So I'll just so when he doesn't get the potty, he'll start wetting himself. So make sure the potty is where the baby can easily see it, and keep it that way until they have internalized the process, to just avoid getting messy and all. And also your kid will start being messy if you get a messy child. Some days they just be okay, some days they're going to pee all over the potty or something. You need to also tell them to pee inside the potty, not on top of it, not around it. That one you also need to teach your child, so you're going to be patient with them about that. And then you also need to be clean to prevent the baby from getting any infections or diarrhea or anything. So what you need to do, you have to make sure that the potty is regularly emptied, and then just try and wash it. Washing a baby's potty doesn't even take you 2 minutes, so have a specific thing for washing the potty. Like me, I use detergent and a scoring pad to wash my baby's potty, and always ensure that it is clean every other time. When the potty training process is difficult, don't give up and don't get lazy. Especially for those who have nannies, you realize that on the days when the nannies are off, you keep your baby in diapers. Please don't do that. I've gotten that from a lot of people. Please don't do it. Once your baby is used to going to a potty, or you've started him on the journey of potty training, don't keep taking him or her back. Don't keep letting them go to diapers again. Just go on with the process, and it's going to be okay. And then reinforce the behavior. Reinforcement can be both positive and negative. Negative, to remove a behavior that is there that you don't like the one I've told you. If the baby starts peeing on themselves, you make them sit on the potty and finish, and you don't make excuses for them. So there are those people who can say, let him just finish because he has already started. No. You have to discourage that behavior, and also discourage the behavior of them messing their place around the potty. And then enforce the behavior, the good behavior. Like if he goes to the potty the right way that it's supposed to be, you can tell them words of encouragement like good boy, good job, these such things. And you can even reward them when you're giving them something. Tell them, I'm giving you this because you did so well in your potty training. It's really going to help, especially for kids who love words of affirmation. I don't know if you know your baby's love language. Well, mine, I know one of them is words of affirmation. He really likes to hear being told he's a good boy, he's doing a great job. So do that and see if it works for you. But it should work. I'm a psychologist. I've done a lot of psychology, so I know how much reinforcements can help in learning. Yes, so those are basically the steps that I had for you. So you try it and see how it works. And then I've just remembered something else, like asking now that your baby gets used to using a potty and you're traveling, what do you do? So for me, I actually had that experience when I was traveling home for Christmas. The baby is used to potty and now he doesn't want a diaper. So even if you tell him to just relieve himself, he refuses because you've already told him before that it's not good to wet himself and he should go to a potty. But I was sitting in front of the driver, so he stopped the vehicle and we were able to let the baby go out and relieve himself, and then he slept for the rest of the journey, which was just God sent. But if you're traveling and you're not on a long journey, or if you're using a personal car, you can always make the stops to have the baby relieve himself. Like I think every 2 hours a baby needs to relieve themselves. But if they take porridge or lots of fluid, then it's going to be more frequent than that. So just plan. Carry extra clothes for any baby. If you're dealing with a toddler, any child even before the age of 5, you just need to carry clothes for them to change, because you just never know. Those kids are playful, those kids are messy, so you just need to carry extra clothes for them. And then you can just make them wear the diaper, because now there are some circumstances that you can't deal with, because later on a child can be able to retain the urine or going to the toilet for a long call, but when they're still kids like 2 years, 1.5, they really can't. So you can just use the diaper on that special occasion. Like for me, I had to travel a long distance, so I just had to put a diaper on him. But you realize that when they actually get used to potty training, even if you put a diaper on them, they don't pee or go for a long call until you remove the diaper on them. I don't know how it works, but it just works for me. Like sometimes my child can sleep till morning without peeing, and yet he has taken milk before he sleeps. So I don't really know how that happens. But there's circumstances that you can't just avoid, so you just work around them. So that is all that I had for now. I hope that you find this video helpful. Share it with whoever that may need this information. Leave me a comment in the comment section to tell me how your your potty training process was, if you had an easy time or a hard time, and share some insights so that other moms or moms to be can learn from you. So that is all for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. That's all for now. Bye.